Hello and welcome to Integrity Car Sales and Rentals. Today I'm going to show you the basics of how to use one of our Toyota Alphard 20 series wheelchair vehicles. So starting with the front, whenever you're loading and unloading the wheelchair passenger, you want to have the car turned on. So I'm going to turn it on right now. This just means that the system is going to have as much power as needed to go through, and everything will run a little bit quicker because we have the alternator running as well. There's one thing that you really need to focus on up the front, and that is the button located down here, usually on the left hand side near my knee where the steering wheel is. That button has got slope written on it. It has an orange light illuminating from that button, and that is your button to turn off all of the stuff in the back. If you find that you're pressing the remote or anything like that and nothing's happening, just make sure you haven't knocked that. It's in a very silly spot that's very easy to knock. So just check that whenever you're having issues with the front. Make sure that it's on with an orange light. So now I'm going to show you bringing the ramp out of the vehicle. Super easy to use. We've just got this corded remote. The main things to be careful of here is don't walk too far away from the vehicle with the remote, you may break it, and also make sure that you stow it away when closing the tailgate. So in order to use this remote, like I said, the slope button at the front needs to be switched on with the orange light, and then all we have to do is make sure we're on a flat surface the whole way through from the front of the vehicle all the way to the back where the ramp is going to eject. And then we just have to press the down button. So I'm going to do that now. The ramp's going to come out and the hydraulics will lower the rear of the vehicle. Alright, we've just had the two beeps occur when I've pulled the ramp out. That means that the system is happy with where it's located and the ramp is sitting in the correct position. So when you're loading and unloading the ramp, you want to make sure that you hear the two beeps every single time you use it. If there is any other type of beeping, give us a call so we can work out what's going on. But mostly you shouldn't have a problem provided you put the vehicle on a nice flat surface with a sealed ground below it. So now I'm going to bring the wheelchair up to the vehicle and we're going to pull in the straps that will pull the wheelchair into the car. Okay, so we've got a set of buttons here on this little shroud. Now make sure you do not lean on this shroud at any time. All it is a cover for all of the running gear inside that brings the ramp in and out. This is not a sturdy structure. Make sure you do not lean on any part of this as it may collapse. Now, what we have to do to operate the belts is we have a button here and we also have a button on the other side that looks the exact same. These buttons operate the front belts respectively to their position. So the front button will operate the front belts at the front of the vehicle and the rear button will operate the belts just here at the rear of the vehicle. So we're going to place this wheelchair in the front for today's demonstration. So I'm going to turn on the front button here. An orange light will come on. This will allow me to then turn my remote on by pressing the red button and the out button whilst I go pick the hooks up. You will hear a clicking noise and you must continue to hold that button to bring the hooks all the way out. Now I've attached the hooks to the front of the wheelchair. The beauty of this system is it will lock as the wheelchair goes up into the vehicle, which keeps the wheelchair user nice and safe. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to turn off the power function of this chair by releasing the motors. This will make it a freewheeling wheelchair. And I'm going to use this system once again, red button to turn it on and pressing the up button to bring it into the vehicle. Now the only things to take note in that situation is that mechanism is for electric chairs, for manual chairs only. Do not go putting them on for any electric chairs, as you may find that the hooks do not retract fast enough for the power of the electric chair. Just use the electric chair as you normally would in any vehicle, just wheel it up on its own. It should have the power to get in without the winching system. But that's a fantastic little safety mechanism for manual wheelchairs that will hold the passenger nice and safely if for whatever reason you may have to let go of the wheelchair. Now, if you find that you're pressing buttons on the remote and nothing is happening, just make sure that the time limit has not expired on those buttons we looked at earlier. If that's happened, just press that button again, and again, press the red button to turn the remote on. The remote works a bit like a calculator in the fact that this is an on-only button, and eventually that little green light or red light I've turned on, that will eventually go out. All I have to do when that happens is press that button on again to turn it back on and use the two buttons to bring the winch in and out. Now I'm going to go to the front and I'm going to show you strapping the wheelchair in with the factory restraints. Alright, so now I'm just going to show you hooking on the front restraints for this wheelchair. Really nice and easy. If you're using the front position of this vehicle, then you will never need to actually pull these out as they don't get in the way. If that does need to happen, I will show you in the rear points how to remove those points. But for this one, all we need to do is press the little red lever here, like so, to unlatch it, hook it onto the wheelchair, and twist this to tighten it down, make it nice and tight. I'm going to go do the other side as well. Now we're going to put the rear restraints on for the front position of the wheelchair. I'm going to show you how we attach the bottom part of the restraint to the floor of the vehicle. We have pockets located throughout our rental vehicles, so depending on the wheelchair, you may use any of these as long as you have 4 attached to the wheelchair at all times whilst in transit. Now, to attach these into these pockets here, all you have to do is line up the piece that moves with the teeth. We're going to push the piece that moves into the teeth so it pops up, like so, and then we're going to slide it across. And we've just heard it click into place and that's dropped down. That makes that secure and it will not move out of that spot. Now to remove it, all we have to do is pull this point back up, slide it like we did to put it in, and pull it out, like so. So really nice and easy. Once again, all you have to do is push it again down and slide. Easy done. I'm going to do this one as well, and then we're going to strap it to the wheelchair. Now we're going to put the wheelchair restraint seat belts on. So this is the lap belt. I'm just going to pass it through and then plug it into the buckle on the other side. Okay, so we just have to plug it in here. And then I'm going to get the shoulder belt up on the pillow here, pass it over and into the other belt, like so. And now we've got our shoulder and lap belt, which makes us all legal to hit the road. All right, now I'm going to show you the rear position and how that's strapped in. Again, it works the exact same way as we just demonstrated in the front spot. I'm just going to show you where they will sit in this spot and also show you where the belts go. So I'm just going to quickly strap this wheelchair in and then we're going to go over to the seat belts. So we've just got the seat belt locations to finish off with. Now to start with, we have the lap belt is on the right hand side facing into the cabin. It's located just here on the shroud. Once again, being careful not to lean on this. Here is the belt just here. I'm going to pass it over, plug it into the buckle just down here, like so. And then this becomes your shoulder belt with a little attachment. Every vehicle does come with these. It does disconnect here. Please talk to us if you do not have one of these, but every vehicle should be fitted with one. So this one, all it does is down here and then into the seat belt, just here like so. And that will make your proper harness, which makes you legal for Australian roads. Now, if you have any other questions or any issues, please do not hesitate to call us. We're more than happy to talk through everything with you. As we know, some of the time these cars can be a bit of a learning curve, especially if you're new to renting one. So please don't hesitate to call us. The only other thing that I'll mention is be aware of odd sounds and noises. The rear does have a hydraulic system. If it's making any noises that you're not have not heard either during this demonstration or when we've shown you in person, please reach out to us, give us a call. We'd rather know about something that's going wrong and be able to rectify it for you. And apart from that, it should all be pretty easy to use. Otherwise, happy motoring.